Have you ever wondered who a living legend like Mel Brooks, a man who has spent nearly a century turning laughter into an art form, would hate working with? At 99, an age where most of us would be enjoying retirement, Mel Brooks is still sharp-witted and famously hilarious. He's just revealed a surprising truth: a list of 5 actors he absolutely hated working with. But what's truly hidden behind that word, hate? Is it personal animosity or something else entirely? Let's uncover this untold story and explore the tumultuous relationships that forged timeless comedies. DeLuise, master of uncontrollable laughter. In Mel Brooks's hilariously dubbed hate list, DeLuise always held a special place, not due to any malice, but because of his uncontrollable laughter. This was a constant issue on set, turning even the most serious scenes into endless fits of giggles. Brooks often compared directing Dom to babysitting, saying he'd have to spend 10 minutes just getting Dom to look me in the eye and not laugh. Dom's incessant joviality meant countless retakes, costing valuable time and production money. However, Mel Brooks never denied Dom's innate talent and impeccable timing. While Dom might drive the whole crew crazy with his incessant laughter, Brooks still admitted that when he finally got a take done, he was always so good. It was this very contrast between frustration with the laughter and admiration for his acting ability that created a unique and effective working relationship. DeLuise was a frequent collaborator in Brooks's films, appearing in many classics. He brought his signature humor to Silent Movie, where he didn't utter a word but still made audiences roar with laughter. His role in History of the World Part 1 also left a deep impression. Dom then appeared in the hilarious sci-fi epic Spaceballs and the fairy tale parody Robin Hood. Men in Tights, cementing his position as a familiar and beloved face in Mel Brooks's cinematic universe. Off-camera, the relationship between Mel Brooks and DeLuise was entirely different. They shared a deep, genuine friendship. Dom was famous for his love of cooking and often prepared elaborate meals for the cast and crew, creating a warm, family-like atmosphere. These moments show that Brooks's hatred was merely a humorous way of talking about creative challenges rather than true animosity. Ultimately, while Dom's laughter might have been a significant challenge, it was precisely his joviality and ability to lighten the mood that made Mel Brooks's films more vibrant, unique, and memorable. He stands as proof that sometimes problems on set can actually be catalysts for creativity and success. Madeline Kahn, the mischievous perfectionist. In Mel Brooks's list of difficult collaborators, Madeline Kahn stood out for her obsessive meticulousness and perfectionism. She wasn't just a talented actress, but a relentless creative thinker, constantly questioning every detail, seeking to change scenes, dialogue, and even her co-stars' performances. This deep involvement, though often accurate, was the primary cause of significant delays on set. Kahn was known for frequently being late and constantly wanting to fine-tune everything, making the filming process protracted and more complex. Mel Brooks, though sometimes exasperated, had to admit that Kahn was often right in her suggestions. She had a keen eye and the ability to spot nuances others might miss, but this also meant she forced him to rethink everything, making directing her twice as hard. Their working relationship was a mix of deep respect and frequent clashes. Kahn always sought creative control, while Brooks desired to get the work done quickly and efficiently. Madeline Kahn was one of the most reliable and iconic collaborators in Mel Brooks's career. She left an indelible mark through her classic roles in his films. In Blazing Saddles, she brilliantly portrayed Lily von Schtroumpf, a seductive and hilarious saloon singer. This was followed by her iconic role as Elizabeth in Young Frankenstein, where she showcased her charm and superb comedic timing. She also appeared in High Anxiety and History of the World Part 1, solidifying her position as one of Brooks's most talented muses. Kahn's relentless dedication to perfection, though demanding and opinionated, made the scenes better and herself unforgettable. She wasn't just an actress, she was a collaborative, creative partner, always pushing everyone around her to reach new limits. It was precisely her mischievous approach to work that contributed to creating timeless comedic moments, proving that sometimes complexity in the creative process is the key to resounding success. Gene Hackman, a clash of two styles. Gene Hackman, a legendary actor known for his serious, dramatic acting style, became a unique highlight on Mel Brooks's hate list. The reason was simple. Hackman's approach was diametrically opposed to Brooks's humorous, improvisational, and at times chaotic method. Hackman was a man of discipline and clear plans. He disliked chaos on set, especially having to reshoot scenes repeatedly just because of someone else's laughter. This difference created an intriguing tension, which also proved to be creatively effective. They only had the opportunity to work together once, but it was a memorable collaboration in the classic film Young Frankenstein. Hackman's role in the blind hermit scene was a hilariously iconic moment, demonstrating that despite their differing styles, they could still produce excellent work. Mel Brooks deeply respected Hackman's talent, but he didn't hide feeling like he was playing jazz with someone who was reading a textbook. For Brooks, Hackman was too serious, too by the book, compared to the madness and spontaneity he typically sought in comedy. Their relationship on set was professional but quite distant. While Mel Brooks and other actors might joke around and break character between takes, Hackman maintained complete focus on his role. He remained serious, deeply immersed in his character, creating a stark contrast to the surrounding humor. This made Mel Brooks feel that directing Hackman was somewhat difficult due to the difference in energy and method. However, it was precisely this stylistic opposition that generated an unexpected synergy. Hackman's earnestness in the role of the blind hermit perfectly accentuated the comedic elements of the scene. The way he completely believed in his blindness, despite all the absurdities happening around him, transformed a simple sequence into one of the film's most memorable moments. It proved that sometimes tension and differences in working methods can be powerful catalysts, leading to outstanding creative results. This clash of two styles delivered a humorous and iconic scene, showing that even opposition can create something wonderful in art. Cloris Leachman, the incessant questioner. Among the actors Mel Brooks hated with great affection, Cloris Leachman was another strong personality, known for her tendency to challenge every direction and deeply question every minor detail. For Cloris, nothing was self-evident. She constantly asked why for every note, incessantly proposed alternatives, and sometimes, if she felt there was a better way, she was ready to disregard instructions entirely. This made working with her particularly challenging for Brooks. Mel Brooks humorously likened directing Cloris to riding a bucking horse. She wore him out with her ceaseless questions and desire to rationalize everything. Brooks admitted that Cloris could turn every scene into a college debate with her relentless interrogation. Their relationship off-set might have been warm, but on set, she maintained a certain distance, focusing on dissecting the script and character to their core. Cloris Leachman was a familiar and reliable face in Mel Brooks's works, leaving an indelible mark through many iconic roles. She brilliantly portrayed Frau Blücher in Young Frankenstein, a mysterious and somewhat terrifying character whose name still evokes the sound of horse whinnies. She continued her collaboration with Brooks in High Anxiety, a parody of Hitchcockian thrillers, and later in History of the World Part 1, where she once again demonstrated her versatile acting abilities. Although Cloris's constant scrutiny could be exhausting for the director and crew, it was precisely her deep commitment and desire to fully understand the essence of her characters that made her performances unforgettable. Her meticulousness and yearning for perfection helped her bring depth and complexity to her roles, thereby significantly improving the quality of the work. Cloris Leachman is a vivid testament to the fact that sometimes the most difficult people are the ones who bring the greatest value, pushing the entire team to think and work at a higher level. Anne Bancroft challenging love on set. Among Mel Brooks's unique hate list, no one could create such distinct tension as Anne Bancroft, his beloved wife. Their relationship on set was completely different from any other colleague. Anne treated Mel as an equal, never hesitating to challenge his every direction and idea. With Anne, there was no "yes, darling," but rather candid, sometimes intense dialogues about art. On set, Anne Bancroft was more than just an obedient actress. She frankly expressed her opinions, questioned every line, and demanded genuine answers for Brooks's direction, not vague or half-hearted explanations. Mel Brooks humorously admitted that directing his wife was even harder than working with anyone else. She scared him with her sharpness and ability to see through everything, but that very trait also pushed him to be better, to think more thoroughly about every decision he made. They collaborated on screen only once, the comedy To Be or Not to Be. In this film, they both starred, creating a vibrant and harmonious interaction, although the behind-the-scenes process was rife with creative clashes. This conflict, in a strange way, became a catalyst for powerful and convincing on-screen performances. Their dynamic on-set relationship was a blend of love, deep respect, and fierce arguments. Mel Brooks shared that, although they might clash fiercely when making a film, the important thing was that they always knew how to leave those arguments at the studio door. When they returned home, they reverted to being loving husband and wife, leaving all creative tensions behind. Ultimately, Anne Bancroft's honesty and her ability to find truth in every line, every emotion, made the film To Be or Not to Be stronger, deeper, and more authentic. Though she might have been the toughest person on Brooks's list, it was her steadfastness and ability to offer sharp insights that helped elevate the work, proving that love can also be a challenging, yet invaluable, source of inspiration for art. After reviewing Mel Brooks's special hate list, it's clear that his concept of hate carries no negative or hostile connotations. Instead, it's a humorous and frank interpretation of the challenges he faced while working with incredibly talented creative minds. These individuals, from DeLuise with his uncontrollable laughter, Madeline Kahn with her obsessive perfectionism, Hackman with his contrasting serious style, Cloris Leachman with her incessant questions, Ritter with his untamed genius, to his wife Anne Bancroft with her loving frankness, all shared one thing in common: they were never easy collaborators. They were the ones who truly pushed Mel Brooks out of his comfort zone. They questioned his choices, challenged his directions, and at times made the creative process more difficult, more costly, and more exhausting. However, this very friction, the frustration, and the dramatic on-set debates were the most powerful catalysts. They not only pushed Brooks to think more deeply and find more innovative solutions, but also made the actors themselves reach new limits. The result of these clashes was unforgettable performances, iconic comedic scenes, and an indispensable part of comedic film history. Each name on this list contributed to shaping Mel Brooks's unique style, helping him create timeless works that broke barriers and left laughter echoing for generations of audiences. Brooks's hatred is, in fact, a humorous tribute to those who bravely challenged him, and in doing so, helped him become greater. After exploring these complex and fascinating relationships, which of the actors on Mel Brooks's hate list surprised you the most, or made you curious to learn more about them? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love behind-the-scenes stories and want to explore more of the colorful world of cinema, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any exciting upcoming content.